Hello and happy Saturday. It is Cecily, and I wanted to share a list of Diddy stories for the Diddy Chronicles that slipped past folks. Perhaps you were too young, perhaps you're inundated with too much of his current stuff. It's too much to keep up, I swear. I swear, I swear. But I have a list of things that were like grievances, issues, lawsuits, and whatnot to share with you real fast, real quick, no editing. Let's go. We're committing to it. Let's go. So the first one is crazy. I know, and I'm gonna jump right in your face. I'm in your lap right now. The first one you can find in the Daily Mail. I'm gonna have links for all the stories. Is he pressured Cassie to get implants and demanded that she reverse the surgery the next day despite health risks, right? Because they were too big. When I read this, like when she filed her complaint, this is in her complaint, I was like, now, mind you, I've never had surgery, so I don't know how that feels. But I've had foot surgery, I've had a bunion surgery. If someone were to tell me that they left something in my in my foot and they needed to go back in there to get it the next day, I'd be like, count me out. Like, count me out. I've helped people that had surgeries like that. It's not pretty, it's not easy, and the day after you feel like you got hit by a train. So I we also know with surgery that things don't always look the same. You're swollen, you're inflamed, and it takes a while for your body to get rid of that fluid and for everything to settle, right? With that being said, I'm gonna stop doing this because I feel like I'm bringing undue attention. But my shirt is cute, just so you know. She into it. It's always repping for the motherland. But okay. So let me get into the story. So her girlfriend or is the insider on this story, and everything's alleged, but apparently they went to a doctor who was popular here. His name is Dr. Ryan. He's no longer with us, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. And that he was the one that was doing most of the having most of the conversation about what he wanted for her to look like, right? And so he pressured her supposedly to get the surgery done, only to have them removed right after. Now, a source close to the former couple said that they recalled her horror witnessing the exchange, saying that Cassie, fresh from surgery, was crying but silent as Diddy demanded that the celebrity surgeon immediately remove the implants despite the health risks. This is so crazy. And then the doctor was like, "No, like we just opened her up. Why don't we just wait like 6 weeks or months? 6 months. That's 6 months, because her we just opened this lady up." And Diddy was like, "No, they got to come out. Call who you need to call. They got to come out. They got to go. They got to go." And they went. And they went. It said that it took place shortly after Thanksgiving. So let's see what is do we have a date? Cause give me it wasn't the next day, y'all. Okay, so we don't have a starting date. So it's kind of weird how it's like they say it's after Thanksgiving, but they don't give us a time when it was, like it was September, and then no. So I guess maybe Thanksgiving wasn't that great for her, uh, unfortunately. So yeah, can you? Oh, and she was a tiny thing too. So oh my God, I got the heebie-jeebies. Anyway, about Dr. Ryan. So apparently, Dr. Ryan died the following year when he accidentally drove off the cliff while sending a text message while driving in Malibu. Like, if you've never driven in Malibu, I put two hands on the wheel. And I spent nearly a year driving out there during the pandemic. And I mean, I could it's one of those roads now that how you can drive a little fast here and you can do a little something there. Like, I'm comfortable with it. I don't feel like I'm going to fall off the earth. I don't feel that way anymore. And my vertigo doesn't get with me. It doesn't mess with me in that regard. But I would never, ever, ever, ever send a text, answer a phone call. Like, it's crazy. So condolences to Dr. Ryan. Not really sure what's going on there. Kind of peculiar that he passed away being connected to this dude. Next story. So This next story is pretty interesting. Never heard of this, and you probably hadn't either. There was a name controversy that is, I think, is probably really null and void right now. But in 2005, a London-based music producer named was Richard Dearlove, sued Sean Combs over the name Diddy. He also went by Diddy as well. It was a stage name that he used since 1992. And at the time, Diddy went from Puff Daddy to P. Diddy in 2001. Then he shortened it to Diddy in 2005. So the legal battle ended with Dear Love's victory. Combs paid him £100,000 in fees and damages and was not able to use the name Diddy in the UK. So I'm just curious, like in the UK, like what's his name? You know what I mean? So it's interesting because when I was looking at the article, the guy said that I started getting emails from Puerto Rican girls asking if they can be in my video, and people were asking me to look at their clothing line. And he said that, oh God. So at this time, Sean Combs was 36 and he was making 250 million because he was making everybody a star. He was making all that money off of Beyonce and Jay-Z and everybody. Y'all didn't know that he was making that crazy. This is before. Well, this is Sean John times, so yeah. But they was thick as thieves, child. They was thick as thieves. But homeboy said, it doesn't matter how big people become. That's my name. And he goes, I've been successful too. I'm not a global megastar, but what I do is valid. I wonder if his name is Diddy to this day. So we're moving on. So P. Diddy was accused of using sweatshop labor. Now this is going to blow your mind. So beyond his music career, he also ventured into fashion. He had a line called Sean John in 1998. It was pretty popular. The brand faced serious controversy in '03 when a Honduran factory was accused of violating labor laws and human rights. Reports revealed that the women were given pregnancy tests, and if they were found to be pregnant, they were fired on the spot. That there was restricted bathroom access, that workers received like below average wages. They said it was inhumane working conditions. And I wanted to call out a little bit more here. They were subjected to daily body searches, contaminated drinking water, had to work 11 and 12-hour day shifts, and they were paid 24 cents for each $50 sweatshirt that they sew. What's the sewn? I don't know. All right. Anyway, I am a scholar. Now check this part. This is the crazy part. Okay, so according to the report, 80% of the work done in that textile factory production was for Sean John. The other 20% was for Rocawear, owned by rapper Jay-Z and Damon Dash. These people been making money since forever. If you go back to this book, Jay-Z owes his career to Sean Combs. I didn't even know that. Like, I didn't even know that they were all in a gang. I didn't know. Okay. So next story. This one I kind of remember because it happened here in Hollywood. In '07, Diddy faced a lawsuit from a guy named Gerard Rechnitzer, following an incident outside of the Roosevelt nightclub. It says it was in the morning, but okay. And what y'all doing up there in the morning? According to the lawsuit, Rechnitzer approached Diddy, who was talking to his girlfriend. They say Diddy became enraged. He shouted obscenities at homeboy before punching him in the face, causing him to crash into a nearby car. Crashing? You mean crash? Like his body crashed? His body? Or like his car? I don't know. It says, while Diddy's team dismissed the claims, arguing that homeboy was fabricating the attack to profit from his celebrity status, the matter was settled out of court for an undisclosed amount. So I feel like this is because I'm going to call this, I'm going to read it word for word. His attorney says it's just another example of an opportunist seeking to fabricate a lawsuit based on flat out lie and take advantage of Mr. Combs' celebrity status. This would become the reason that everybody is accusing him of something. Like this would become that blanket excuse of they just want my money. It's just all right. So next one. This one I remember this happening. UCLA is like 20 minutes like over the mountain, like it's like right there, right? So I would hear a lot of stuff about UCLA, whatever. But okay, if you don't remember, let me refresh your memory. Sal Alassi, the strength and conditioning coach for UCLA Bruins football team, had a confrontation with Diddy in 2015. The incident began when Alassi removed Diddy's son, Justin Combs, from practice due to insufficient effort. Diddy later confronted Alassi in his office where he allegedly attacked the coach and swung a kettlebell at an intern. After reviewing security footage, police arrested Diddy and charged him with battery and 3 counts of assault with a deadly weapon, felony charges that were ultimately dropped due to insufficient evidence. That's interesting because I just heard you say that there was a video. So I went to TMZ because TMZ was on it. TMZ talked about this. And so they said that so there was a workout session and Diddy said that Alassi was riding his son badly and told him not to come back until the end of summer. Diddy then went to the campus to speak to Alassi, believing he had an issue with Justin, and say that things didn't go well when he arrived to campus. He said that the coach would not see him. Staff told him to leave, and then Diddy went into his office and told him, and then Alassi told him to get out, threatened to call security if he didn't leave. And then Diddy was like, fine, I'll call the police, which sounds very Karen-like. I'm in your office talking about I will call the police, whatever. And it says Alassi snapped and then went after Diddy with his hands. And then it says we're told that Diddy insisted that he was going to stay. He grabbed the kettlebell, held it up in a defensive position, but did not attack with an intent to injure the coach. UCLA sources said that Diddy confronted the coach while he was on the phone. He told Diddy hang on, but he wasn't having it, picked up the kettlebell, swung it, narrowly missing Alassi. One source said that Diddy had connected. It could have killed Alassi. I guess, the intern must have said that. Okay, so which version do you believe? The former or the latter? Now, I know that Alassi is a hothead. They're saying that he had some issues as well when he was, coach for the Jets, and that he had also tripped a Miami Dolphins player or whatever. So you got 2 hotheads right here, and you got somebody that's not afraid. I'm not afraid of you, little boy. I'm not afraid of you. Get out my office. Oh, my God. So I believe the latter. Okay, this one I don't. Hidden infidelity. I mean, children come into the world the way they come into the world. But this one was always one that was like, definitely a scratch the head and adjust the wig moment for me. While cheating scandals are a part of a lot of celebrity legacies, I know. This one was pretty much, I think, never really on people's radar. Combs was dating Kim Porter at the time, and he got another person who happened to be friends with Kim pregnant, a woman from Atlanta. Her name was Sarah Chapman, and I think she gave birth while Porter was still pregnant with the twins. And once Kim found out about it, they she ended her relationship. She was done. And in that alleged memoir, she does mention that. But yeah, it's kind of like, wait a minute, how are your children the same age? Next one, the personal chef. Now, this is the beginning of like the leak of what happens at Diddy's house, that from my vantage point, just like what goes on there. This is my first ever hearing of it. Now I'm going to read the nice version. I'm going to pull some stuff out of the article. In 2017, Cindy Rueda. Okay, I'm gonna just be a gringo. Rueda made headlines when she filed a lawsuit against him for sexual harassment and unpaid wages. According to the documents, Rueda reported harassment to the estate director. She was threatened and accused of theft and terminated from her position. There's a lot of rich people that do this, and I'm gonna tell you about that. So the case concluded in February of 2019 when Diddy reached an undisclosed settlement with Rueda. This would prove to be the first of numerous allegations that were emerged against him. And I think that this person nearly is the set it off. She's the set it off of all these people because she told it. Now, she was hired by someone else. It was the estate director. So I think that made the difference. Think about it. If he's like, oh, you can cook, let me come hire you, then he's your boss. So she still kind of had like, she thought she was still at work. she thought she said something, somebody would help her. She didn't realize she was at Diddy's house. So she was forced to work long hours. And she said that, okay, gosh, is this the one that talks about it? She said that her duties were to shop and groceries, stock the kitchen, and organize the pantry, prepare meals for Diddy and his guests. She said she was exposed to a hostile work environment. She said that he would cuss her out. And then I'm trying to find the stories. She said that when she had arrived late at one time, and that he was entertaining a guest, and he said she went to go make breakfast. She brought it to his room, and she said that they were in the middle of the boomity boom booms, and that she said that there was someone that walked up on her after he was done, and that he was naked, and he was asking her to look at him and all that kind of stuff. I'm not gonna go into all that. I'm not trying to corrupt you people. I want you to stay as true as you are. But she said that he was harassing her about this isn't the right one. Hold on, because I want to give you some meat, just a little bit of meat. Yes, this is about to be the one. Variety got it. Regularly summoned by Combs to prepare and serve entrees and appetizers to him and his guests while he and his guests were engaged in or immediately after the activities. And then at one point she was asked to prepare a post-coital meal, and then asked if she was attracted to his bodies. Do you like my bodies? Do you think I'm sexy? And then on another occasion, a male house guest, this is it, approached and while he was in the nude, and asked for her to admire his genitalias, and said that she said that he was in activities with somebody else. So it's just hedonism over at the house. She trying to cook and feed people. She ain't trying to do nothing with y'all. This woman was a mother, and guess how much she made per day? $150 per day. She could have Ubered and made that amount of money and not be subjected to all of this craziness. She said she was required to take trips with him when he traveled without additional pay. And this is what they do. So this is where she was accused of being stealing. And a lot of wealthy people do this on purpose because nobody's going to believe that they're setting you up, right? They already know that. So what they do is she was given a watch by the housekeeper, and the housekeeper said that, oh, she found it in the trash and that you can have it. So when she took it, they turned around and said, hey, we know that you took the such and such, and then they terminated her. And this has happened to a lot of people that I know, where they'll give you gifts or say, oh, you can take that, that's fine, and then turn around and say that you stole it. And then that, not only will that they have a reason to terminate you, but they will ruin your chances of getting jobs in other places. I know a stylist that said that an R&B singer who's connected actually to these people, very, very much so, said that person made off with a lot of clothing. And y'all, in this business, clothing and jewelry is something that's sometimes gifted and sometimes loaned, to dress the artist in. And this person said, I didn't do that. Like, I wanted this relationship with this fashion house. Like, I want this relationship with you. Like, I get paid enough. Like, why would I do that? And that she said that, oops, did I say she? Yeah, she said that he stole this stuff and it got around real fast. And so there were certain people that didn't talk to him because they believed her. Why would she lie? So they will do you like this. And yeah. So anyway, this was settled out of court. And I truly believe, because when we heard this, we were like, what's happening at the house? What is happening at the house? Think about it. This was 2019. It was 2017. In 2019, it reached to, so Cindy planted the seed. What time is it? Okay. This is my last one. This one is weird. And I read it. Okay, let me get into it. Okay, so there's an alleged shooting that happened that just went away, and I'll tell you what that means. So in 2024, Rodney Jones filed a lawsuit, right, early this year, claiming sexual assault and all these other things, right? But he also said that there was an unreported shooting. According to Jones, he says that he went to LA's Chalice recording studio and that he heard gunshots and witnessed Diddy and his son Justin leaving a bathroom where a man lay bleeding from a gunshot wound. And he has that in his complaint, right? The LAPD come out and they say, and they contradicted, his account, stating that there was never a shooting that occurred there at the studio and that Diddy isn't a suspect. And so he believes that there's a massive cover up, that, he said he went in there and there was blood and all this stuff. And he's like, and no one ever came, like the guy never said anything, never came out and did anything. Doesn't it sound crazy? So it says here that this happened at a producer's camp at the Chalice recording studio in LA. Little Rod said the shooting involved Diddy. All went down after he heard gunshots following a quarrel in the bathroom. In the ensuing moments, Rod recalls that he saw him along with his son Justin leave the bathroom. When Rod entered, the producer saw Justin's friend G on the ground with blood flowing out of his leg. G. So where's G? Furthermore, Diddy said that the reason G was bleeding was because of a drive-by, which Rod claims he was told to tell the police that. However, there's a major plot hole in the producer's allegations. The LAPD reports that the shooting involved G happened a few blocks away from the studio. That was confirmed by TMZ and NBC News. G was attacked by two men who were robbing him at gunpoint. Additionally, police arrest 3 people 2 months later, crediting them with the shooting and robberies throughout the area. To further put a nail in the coffin on Rod's claims, Diddy's attorney, so this is from Diddy's side. All that sound crazy. All that sound crazy. And listen, y'all was at the studio with Biggie, not Biggie. him and Big E and the whole thing with Tupac. So listen, I wouldn't go to a studio with him again. I wouldn't go. You couldn't pay me to go to the studio because it's just too crazy. It's too much going on. And you run around with these young boys up here in LA. Not me. Not the kid. Well, that was interesting. Hopefully that was fun. And you let me know if you made it to the end of the video. Give me a little thumbs up and a little, you know, you don't have to say nothing. You could just give me a little thumbs up and in the comments. This was fun. I'm headed to a comedy show. I'm actually going to get out. I've been really working on my channel. I really, 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 if you go back, you can see I've been doing this for a long time. I have videos that are so old, and some of them I think most of them I'm probably, I was gonna say some of them I've hid, but yeah, I've been doing YouTube for a long time, but I haven't really taken it seriously until recently, and it's been such a blessing, and I love it. I love it. The industry right now is going through a change, and so it's really nice for us creatives to have a place to create, right? No matter what, whether we're creating opportunities such as these, where I'm just talking about old Diddy stuff, or telling stories, or entertaining and connecting with folks. It's really something I love to do. With that being said, let me go in here and try to fix these curls in this wig and get out this house. Ooh, my arms is looking slim. She trying to lose the weight and stuff. All right. Have a good night. Bye.